spoken on radio right across the country, in the south, the north, the east, the west and the centre. There's a very wide range of feelings being expressed. People are feeling confused, afraid, angry, guilty, doubtful, resentful, frustrated. There's a lot of doubt. People are saying they need and want truth, understanding, reassurance, security, confidence, hope, and clarity. Clarity emerges by examining the core. Today we've had scientists examining the core. We've had political analysts examining the core. We know now the core is full of misrepresentations, lies, evasions, fraud. And there's only one group of people who can do anything about it. That's us. Exactly, that is us. Now we know, let's get on with it. I want to introduce James Darby with 3 words. He is an advocate for freedom.
Thank you, Andrew Roberts. In 1984, our national anthem changed. It was a good thing that it changed because 2 independent nations can't go to the Olympics with the same song, the same anthem. To my shame, I did not embrace the new anthem. I do now. And I'm embarrassed to say I didn't embrace it before. I'm very proud to say I embrace it now. Advance Australia Fair! I want to read you the 2nd verse of our anthem. Beneath our radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this Commonwealth of ours renowned of all the lands. For those who came across the seas, we have boundless plains to share. With courage, let us all combine. Let us all combine. We work for wealth with toil, and now we're going to combine.
Get up again!
I firstly want to combine to thank Lord Christopher Monckton. I want to do this. I want to do this in such a way that Lord Monckton hears it from here. I want to beam his name into Sydney 3 times, so each one of you will never forget him, and Sydney will never forget him. I want to say Lord Christopher Monckton 3 times. Lord Christopher Monckton! Lord Christopher Monckton! Lord Christopher Monckton! That's our cheer to him, and I'm very grateful to have met him.
The next Prime Minister of Great Britain!
I also want to thank Alan Jones, AO. Alan Jones is a great broadcaster, and all his life he's been a fighter for freedom. I want to thank Malcolm Roberts of the Galileo movement. Malcolm Roberts is an Australian hero. Malcolm Roberts! Malcolm Roberts! Malcolm Roberts! I want to thank the Tea Party, the Australian Tea Party. The Australian Tea Party is a very, very important organisation as well. And the convener of the Australian Tea Party, his name is David Goodrich.
David Goodrich!
David Goodrich! David Goodrich! David Goodrich! The Reverend Peter Madden is a fantastic fighter of freedom. I want the world, I want Sydney to hear the Reverend Peter Madden 3 times. The Reverend Peter Madden! The Reverend Peter Madden! The Reverend Peter Madden! In question time last week, the PM turned to the camera and said, I wish to thank the member for New England for his advocacy on climate change. Shame! Shame!
Scum! Scum!
If the lying PM had a brain cell of honesty or a soul of ethics, she would realise that she heads up the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives, not one person in Australia can argue that Tony Windsor is not representative of his electorate. Shame. Tony Windsor, like Rob Oakeshott, was voted for on the basis that he would support a non-socialist government.
They're dogs!
Tony Windsor, MP, has broken the hearts of his electorate and broken the hearts of Australians and cost Australia $110 billion. The $20 million that we had in Kitty and the $90 million that Rudd and Gillard have torn up since 2007. $90 billion.
They're dogs!
Now, Gillard is now borrowing $1 billion a week from Red China. Gillard wants the carbon tax for all the wrong reasons. She wants to give the UN their share. She wants to give Rob Oakeshott his own chair on a alternative energy process. They think they call it renewable energy. There's nothing renewable about a windmill. It has to be built.
You need steel, you know.
Rob Oakeshott is going to get for his commission, or whatever it's going to be called, $3.2 billion. Shame.
He's a dog!
I don't know how long I can go on, but I want to go on a bit more. I want to thank Jeanette Hayden.
Hooray!
Jeanette! Jeanette!
Hey, good on you, Jeanette!
Jeanette!
Hey. Well done, Jeanette.
So the real Julia Gillard has now dyed her hair deep red. Julia, in my head, is a green. The carbon tax is for the purpose of breaking the backbone of Australian enterprise with no care for the environment.
Right.
Poverty creates pollution, and Gillard plans to bring us into poverty.
Shame!
What to do?
Ditch the witch! That's what to do!
On my knees, I ask you to join a political party or a movement. The Christian Democrats, the Liberal Party, the Protectionist Party, with Nick Folkes, who is also an Australian hero.
Good on you, Nick.
The National Party, with Warren Truss and Barnaby Joyce. Join one of them.
One nation!
Join One Nation too. Join the Galileo movement with Malcolm Roberts. Join the Tea Party with David Goodrich.
March on Canberra! March on Canberra!
I wrote this on the way down in the aircraft this morning from the Gold Coast. We have to combine to fight this terrible foe. It is part of our national song. When they gave us our national song, our national anthem, they left out two verses. If I've got time, I'd like you to read the other one to you shortly, but I mightn't have time. There is such a short time to find socialist politicians who will recount their evil, who will cross the floor and save us from this. For all those who live in a Labor electorate, it is up to you to get everybody else in your electorate to talk to your local MP, to let them know you're not going to cop it from them, you're not going to ever vote Labor again, and you're going to make sure that they understand that you are being misrepresented by them if they vote for this carbon tax.
They're all traitors. They're all traitors, the Labor Party. Yes. Ditch the bitch! Ditch the witch!
I want you all to study the speakers you've heard here today. I want you to study them. I want you to study their organisations. I want you to become an expert on carbon tax and the inherent evil of it. When you do that, come election time, you'll be G'd to do it. If you don't do it now, in Hyde Park. If you don't commit yourself to do it now, you can hide yourself from the country you lost.
Yes. Well said.
God bless you all.
Well said. Hooray!
I've been given a minute to read you a verse that they left out of our anthem. That was an original song that was written in the late 1800s. Should foreign foe e'er sight our coast, or dare a foot to land, we'll rouse to arms like sires of yore, to guard our native stand. Britannica then shall surely know, beyond wide ocean's roll, her sons in fair Australia's land still keep a British soul. In joyful strains, then let us sing, Advance Australia Fair!
Well said. Great speech.
Thank you, John. Axter, love the planet, guard our freedom.
Ditch the witch.
He's persistent.
We have to be, brother.
I want a couple of announcements before we finish. First of all, a fundraising dinner is being held by Consumers and Taxpayers Association and also by the Stop Carbon Lies. It's on July the 15th, that's next Friday, at 7 p.m. You can pay for your tickets, $99 each. You can.